Soaring pollen levels this weekend are set to trigger one of the worst hay fever outbreaks in nearly 70 years. Pollen expert and Chief Pollen Forecaster at the Pollen and Aerobiology Research Unit at the University of Worcester, Dr. Beverley Adams-Groom, joins me now. And the simple question, Doctor, why? What has combined or what has occurred to make it potentially so grim? Good morning.
Good morning. Hello. Well, first of all, I need to say that actually that statement is a misquote.
Ah, you're in the papers as saying it, Doctor.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Instruct lawyers.
Pardon?
Instruct lawyers instantly. What is the reality?
The reality is that we are experiencing a typical tree pollen season at the moment. So we have some high levels, which is what we would expect at this time of year, and we are not expecting anything excessive. But it is a good opportunity, to inform people of the things that they can do.
But hold on, it says here you said we expect to see tree pollen reaching a high level in the context of our records going back as far as 1951. You didn't say that.
I didn't say that.
Oh dear. The highest pollen levels in spring will be caused by birch trees later in April, with grass pollen really kicking off from mid-May. Do you recognise those words, Doctor?
No, in fact, that's wrong as well, because the birch tree season was predicted to start.
Well, I've never heard anything like it. Journalists misquoting people. This has come as a heck of a shock.
Anyway, the facts are that the tree pollen season started on the 5th of April, as predicted, and we are now seeing high counts already for the birch, and the oak pollen season will start towards the end of April. And then the grass pollen season, which is the most important one, actually, will start at the end, sort of probably mid-May this year.
The reason
will really start peaking in June.
The reason, lastly, my eye was drawn to this story is that someone's rather close in my life, and I won't identify because she suffers enough by having to be with me. She actually experienced it, and she never normally gets it. She actually got a bit of it. I do suffer from hay fever. She got a bit of it this last weekend, so I wondered whether is there something particularly bad at the moment then? Is it the tree pollen at the moment, is it?
Yes, it's tree pollen at the moment, and it's the birch tree pollen, which is the main offender.
Right.
But there are other tree pollens around as well, to which some people are also allergic.
Okay.
It's about 25 to 35% of the population who are affected by tree pollen, depending on age group.
Well, the newspaper, I'll try one last speaker. Around 18 million of us, is that about right?
Yeah, that's about right.
Oh, we got one fact right. And lastly, and this is desperately serious, is there a danger that some people who perhaps have not had hay fever or strong hay fever, they will fear that the shortness of breath and the tightness of their chest, which I have experienced, they might confuse it with you-know-what, the virus of which I speak?
Yes, indeed, that is a possibility, but the majority of hay fever symptoms are, in fact, a lot of sneezing, itchy eyes, runny nose, perhaps a sore throat, congestion in the upper respiratory system.
Yeah.
Which are not symptoms of COVID-19.
No.
But tightness in the chest can also be, obviously, a symptom of asthma.
Right.
Which can be confused with COVID-19. So obviously people need to be getting on to NHS 111.
And lastly, you are a doctor, so you won't mind me saying these two words to you. Nasal sprays. I find they are better than any of the pills, which I won't name the brands, better than anything I've ever used. Those nasal sprays are fantastic, aren't they? Well, they are for me, Doctor. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, first of all, I'm a scientific doctor, not a medical doctor.
Oh, right, OK.
But I am a hay fever sufferer.
I apologise for saying nasal sprays.
I am a hay fever sufferer, and I do find the nasal sprays good.
Absolutely fantastic.